Hi foodies, I've had the pleasure of growing up in the most beautiful island on this planet, Jamaica, so I know authentic jerk. However, when I'm not back home, I still like to enjoy some kind of jerk. So I did some jerk chicken in the air fryer and I had this guava barbecue sauce on it. So good. Let's get into it. Right here, I have some drumsticks and some chicken thighs. I slit them so that the seasoning can really penetrate them. And I leave the skin on because the skin is just really nice when you cook it in an air fryer. So I'm drizzling on some olive oil and then I'm just going to rub in the olive oil. This is going to help with color. It's going to help the seasoning stick to the chicken as well. So I'm adding some chicken spice. You can use your favorite chicken seasoning. And then I'm adding some jerk seasoning. This is a wet jerk seasoning and this is a mixture of 3 different brands that I like. You can use your homemade jerk seasoning if you want to. Remember that some of them are mild and some of them are extra hot, so bear that in mind when you're adding it. I'll add some black pepper as well. You can add salt if necessary, just be careful. Some of those jerk seasonings are salty. So I'm keeping the seasoning super simple. That's it. All you need to do now is just rub this in. So lift the skin, rub the seasoning underneath the skin into the creases, into those slits that you make, and you'll be good to go. Now, as I've said many times before, if you're very busy, you can just let it marinate for at least an hour, but 24 hours is ideal, especially for anything jerk. Now I'm going to make this simple guava barbecue sauce. It is super simple. So I have some oil in the pot already and I'm adding some finely minced onion and some finely minced ginger. You can use ginger extract if you prefer, or you could use bigger chunks of ginger and then remove them in the end. I don't mind tasting the ginger. So saute it for about a minute. Add some guava nectar. This is from Delmonte. So add your guava nectar, then add your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm also adding some garlic paste. You can add minced garlic in the beginning if you prefer, but I'm just using up this garlic paste that I have in the fridge. And then some delicious guava jelly. This is Grace guava jelly. You could use guava jam, just add that at this point. And this is the one I'm using today. And for the barbecue sauce, guys, stay away from smoky. I'm using some Sweet Baby Ray's, the original. So try to be basic with the barbecue sauce because you don't want anything that's going to overpower the guava flavor. Then I add a whole Scotchbonnet for flavor. If you want the sauce to be spicy, then you can cut it up. Let that simmer till it reduces a bit. And while it simmers, let's check out the air fryer. So I'm using my Ninja air fryer today. What I'm going to do is preheat it for a little bit. So all I do is just run it for about 8 minutes with the air fryer setting, and then that just kind of helps to start to heat it up a bit so that as soon as I put the chicken in there, we are good to go. It comes up to temperature really fast. So once I preheat it for a little bit, I'm just going to spray my non-stick spray in there. You can use a brush and just brush on some oil inside if you don't have the non-stick spray. Then I'm going to lay the chicken pieces in their skin side down. Ideally, you don't want to overlap the pieces of chicken in there. You want them to have their own little space. Sometimes they're going to touch, all right? But it's fine as long as they're not too, as long as the basket isn't too overcrowded. After that, I'm just going to spray on some non-stick spray and then we are going to air fry these. We're doing 390 Fahrenheit with the air fry setting for 20 minutes on both sides of the air fryer. Now we can check on the sauce. So this is the consistency you want. You want the consistency of barbecue sauce or kind of like ketchup. And you can take this off of the heat and set it aside till you're ready for it. All right, so let's check on the chicken. So open that up and look at how gorgeous that is. It is beautiful and we're not even finished yet. So all we need to do is just flip these over now. So those thighs are going to be skin side up and you want to flip over those drumsticks. What we're going to do now is air fry 390 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. So 390, and now I'm gonna select 15 minutes, and when it gets to 10 minutes I'll check it to make sure it's not burning. If it's not, then I just continue to cook it for the 15 minutes. So 390, 15 minutes. So here we are at the end of 15 minutes. You can take a look and you can use a meat thermometer if you want to check the internal temperature. But guys, this is so juicy. Even though the outside has browned so nicely, the inside is really juicy and the skin is cooked perfectly. So what we're going to do now, guys, is brush on that delicious guava barbecue sauce because we want to get that glaze or that sauce nice and sticky on the chicken. Of course, you could serve it on the side if you prefer, but I like to just coat the chicken and let it get that nice caramelization going on. So what I do is I just flip the chicken, brush on that guava barbecue sauce generously, and then I'll flip it over again with the skin side up and brush on more sauce. Now what I need to do is I need to just put this back into the air fryer, and we're gonna do 400 degrees Fahrenheit this time because I want the heat a little higher just to get that caramelization going on. So 400 degrees, and we'll do this for about 5 minutes. What I love about the air fryer is that you can always pause. So if you smell something suspicious, like something is burning, then you can always pause. So we're doing 400 for about 5 minutes. And we're done, and check out this gorgeousness. Look how beautiful. It's glistening, guys. Look at that. It is glistening, and the smell that's gonna take over your kitchen, guys. Look at this beauty. It tastes amazing, trust me on that, and it was juicy. What I love about the air fryer, of course, is that you can get that beautiful color, but the chicken itself inside, it still remains juicy. Now I absolutely loved this with the guava barbecue sauce, but you could even try this with my tamarind sauce that's on my channel. So you can check out that video and try the tamarind sauce with this air fryer recipe. This is it's too good, guys. So if I was back home, of course, the jerk man would just chop up the chicken. So, of course, I like to chop up the jerk chicken before I eat it. So I just cut it up and serve it up. And usually I like to have jerk chicken with some festival or some corn or even just regular bread or rolls. But you can have it with rice, whatever you like. But guys, this is just so tasty. And you know what? I was gonna bake the chicken, but what happened was my oven broke down and I said, you know what? Let me use the air fryer instead. And I was not disappointed. It was so delicious. Look at that. If you don't have an air fryer, you could definitely do this in the oven. So don't worry, you can still enjoy this yumminess. Remember to click the down arrow beside the video title. That way you can open up the description box and check out all the details I have left there. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.